Hello, everybody. My name is Arv. I'm from Team TechOn 16277, and today I'm going to talk about how we used AI to send 1,000 plus emails for our sponsors of outreach. And we did this because we're able to send a bunch of emails at once, and that increases our sponsorship opportunities, which is something that we can't do as well manually. So some tools we use is Apollo.io for our database. Used our Apify scraper to translate our data into Google Sheets, which we use to store that data. Use N8N for our automation tool. Used Google Gemini as our large language model and Brevo to send the emails. So our first step, we use Apollo.io to create a list and filter out local companies in the greater Peoria area. And this included key information such as LinkedIn accounts for business owners and email addresses and whatnot. We used Apify. This is the Apollo scraper is an actor, as you can see here, and we used that to export that list into an Excel file, and we imported that into Google Sheets. So we used N8N as for a program, and this does most of the heavy lifting here. So it starts off by getting a list of companies from Google Sheets. It goes by through each row for each company, and there's a code here that goes through and gets the company description from the LinkedIn accounts. And there is a if condition here. So if the information on Google Sheets is lacking a LinkedIn account to email addresses, then it's just going to skip it and move on to the next company. But if it does have information, then it's going to send that information to the Google Gemini or AI agent, which will generate the personalized email, and then it's going to send it over to Brevo, which is going to format and send a formally drafted email, and then it's going to go through the Google Sheet and update the status as complete sent. So this is our prompt that we use for Google Sheets to actually create the email. So what it does is provides context and a scenario for Google Gemini, and Gemini uses the prompt to actually construct the email. And as you can see here, these JSON files are the personalization tokens that it uses for each company. So we're not just sending cold and the same emails to each company. It's actually personalizing it and creating a connection between our robotics team and their companies, which will increase our opportunity. So the process wasn't perfect at first. There were a few emails, as you can see here. It included the subject and the body, and it didn't personalize the email. So what we did was we reinforced our prompt to make sure that it actually sent and drafted the emails properly. So something to be wary of is that we sent these emails to over 2,000 people, and the Gmail servers will actually flag all these thousands of emails sent at once, and they'll flag it as spam and actually block your account. So the best thing to do to avoid this is to create an email address with their own domain. We used our team account, our TechOn account, and we just sent it very gradually, so like 100 or so per day, so that the process could be complete in like 10 or 20 days. So just as a summary, we used Apollo.io database to filter out local companies, used Apify to export that data into Google Sheets, we used N8N to create and send these personalized emails, and we used Brevo to actually send the emails through Gmail. We did some testing and refined our prompt, and we sent it in a 100 or so email trickle. And again, we're doing this because it improves our chances of landing a sponsorship, which is something we cannot do manually. Thank you for your time.